Yes, it's Air Wagner. Haven't been on for a while. Haven't had a lot to video. Have a little bit today. A couple things to go over. And we're in beautiful, cool, and cold Auburn. For those of you in other parts of the country, 39 degrees isn't that cold. But it is the towards the end of, actually this is the last week of November. Thanksgiving went by. And we're going to Oakland. What a surprise, huh?
12 Celsius. Dew point -5 Celsius. Altimeter 3018 inches of mercury.
Let's hear the wind before we decide where to go, which runway.
Auburn Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 1729er Zulu. Wind 080 at 6 knots. Visibility more than.
We'll go to 7.
0.
So I expect this to be just a routine flight. Cover some of the normal procedures. Do want to mention that we do have some changes coming to Air Wagner first of the year. Going to be another airplane and a hangar, another hangar, and another airplane. And that'll be coming up here 4 to 6 weeks. So stick around for that. In the meantime, Christopher, who has 61905 Quebec, a 320, has got his plane up for sale. And if anyone's looking for the second to the last, I think it was the second to the last, might have been the last, 320 ever made by Cessna, glass panel, autopilot, fully equipped, and beautiful plane. And he has it up for sale. Here is what it is and some photos of it for you to review.
Christopher has this listed on Trade-A-Plane. You could look it up on Trade-A-Plane. It's a beautiful airplane, so many features. I'm not going to go through them all here on this little slideshow, but you can see the plane, wonderful paint, looks really nice. 61905 Quebec. The panel has been recently done. He spent a lot of money on the panel. Got a GTN 750, 2 of the Garmin 275s. Here they are lit up. Traffic's in and out, ADS-B. Engine analyzer in the middle there. Number 2 radio. Autopilot. He's got, I think it's an S-Tech 55. Very well equipped. In very good shape. This is indicative of the entire plane, the way it looks with this polished. And it's a de-ice plane, which is big. So if you're interested, check it out.
So winter flying is, we're into winter flying now, and you have to be aware of ice and temperatures, and not as much for density altitude. And, I don't complain much about a lot of these other YouTube videos. I just try to do my own thing. But, with that being said, as they say, no offense intended, and with all due respect, put the camera on the airplane, okay? I mean, I'm talking now into the camera. That's fine. But I try to show what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. It helps me reinforce my skills and my training, and would maybe show other people what to do. And you know what you do right now? Anybody know? It's the all-important checklist. That's what we're going to do right now. If you want to see the checklist, search my videos for checklist. We're going to do this off camera. Okay, all-important checklist is complete. Something I want to mention, our hangar row, we have 8 hangars. And in the last 4 days, we're out there, near the hangar outside. Someone's in the row to get going. And we see him in the cockpit. Everything's shut down. He's got the power up. He's about to turn over the engine. Still has the tug connected to the front. It's a single engine airplane. If he'd have hit that plane, it would have been an expensive one revolution of the prop because it would have been a prop strike. So we shut him down. We waved him off. He got out and put it away. This morning, a different plane, another big single engine. He had this big red tug in front. I go outside because it's cold. We were keeping the door down. And I see him in there, and I see his hangar shut. I see the tug on the front of the plane. He's in the plane with everything shut down, stair doors up, and I hear him power up the master. Like, I called him off. I pointed down. He's like, oh, my God, I forgot. Thanks for saving my life. So it was
Auburn traffic, helicopter 21, find up to Charlie. That's the helipad. It's going to depart runway 7 to the north. Auburn.
So it didn't, it wouldn't have saved his life. It saved some grief. So.
Auburn traffic, the airplane warming up. Are you ready to go?
Yep, we're going out right now.
Great, thank you.
So that's the story. Okay, so checklist complete. Time, transponder, traffic, DG, full mixture, fuel pumps on. Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet is taking runway 7, departing near to the south after the noise abatement procedure. Auburn. Okay, Auburn, we have to be very friendly here because there's a few people that don't like airport noise. They move here, and then they want you to, I got a helicopter in sight there. And 3 Sierra Juliets, we're going to delay on the runway for the helicopter for a minute.
Aircraft delayed on the runway. You're all good. I'm turning to the north right now.
Okay, we're on the roll. Golden Eagle, Auburn. All right, fuel pump on. Are you looking for full fuel flow? In the 40s, it is. Mid 40s, check. Cross check. Airspeed, 60. 70. We can still abort if we need to. We don't need to. 80. Now we're committed to fly. 95. A little bit of back pressure. Pull the gear up. Pitch for blue line. Straight out. Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet. Departure Lake 7. Straight out. Going to be turning south at the appropriate time for noise abatement. Auburn. So yeah, people move here, and then a few years later want the airport modified.
Auburn traffic, Cessna 421C, departing 07, leaving the area to the north. Auburn.
All right, I keep full power till 1000 AGL, and 1000 AGL is our noise abatement or the freeway. Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, over the freeway 80, turning southbound off of runway 7, departing area to the south, Auburn. All right, so 1000 AGL, we're going to go 32 inches of manifold pressure, and I've been going...
Auburn traffic, 427 Delta, 4 miles northeast, overflight airport, check the wind.
1800 RPM, and we'll set the fuel up next. And we'll put the nose towards Oakland. And let's call NorCal. NorCal, good morning. Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet off Auburn for Oakland, and request VFR flight following.
Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, NorCal departure, squawk 5324.
5324, 513 Sierra Juliet. All right, there's our squawk. Now I'm looking here. So we're showing a headwind of 10.
Number 2 Sierra Juliet, radar contact 2 miles south of Lincoln. Also, this 021, verify 3,800 and cruise altitude again.
3,800 on the button, and we're climbing to 4,500 with the headwind today. 3 Sierra Juliet.
2 Sierra Juliet, roger. That was 1293, contact departure 123.7. Good day.
Good day. Take care. Southwest 1293.
So you can see you got a headwind of 11. I had a headwind of 20 coming back the other day. It's like, okay, can't catch a break. So turn the fuel pumps off one at a time. Make sure the engine-driven fuel pumps are working properly. 1 alligator, 2 alligator,
500.
and then the second one. So we're good. We're set up on the fuel. Now I have, two, let's call them new engines. Okay, I ran from a prop strike, but they're as good as new. And what's amazing is when you set up the fuel, the temperatures match, almost verbatim. So let me just set it up. So I got 22 gallons on the left, 21.9 on the right. Temperature on the TITs, 1545 and 1553. That tells you that your engines are running well. So when you can see that, then you know that things are doing well. So today it's VFR. So there's not a lot of action happening. So it should be a shorter than normal video. It's a little cool out. What's the temperature outside? 47. I can feel it. So we're putting the heat on and the heat on low. I'm by myself today. No Robert, no Mrs. Air Wagner. Just me going down, flying back in the morning, taking care of some business. Yeah, I love these temperatures and flows. Let's go around the old G600. Now we're powered back a little bit.
3429 3000 climbing via.
So here we are. We're on GPSS. It's 9:41 in the morning. 47 degrees out. Got a headwind of 14, crosswind of 10, and the whole wind is 17 coming from like here, like that. We're showing a true airspeed of 184 knots at 4,500 feet. Indicated airspeed 172 and ground speed 172. Whenever you see the indicated airspeed and the ground speed match when you're at altitude, you know you're not doing that well for fuel economy. We're on GPS 1, heading for Oakland, 80.9 miles away. 204 tracking 204, so
visual 22 left.
our heading is 200, so it's a 4-degree crab into the wind for this. That's the primary flight display. Here's the multi-flight display. We can zoom in a little bit, see where we are. This also shows traffic. There's someone 1,000 below us, 2 miles away. If I pull this out, this is a 7.3 mile ring. So he's 1,000 below us. They probably won't call him. This will show all of the airports around. Gives you the NEXRAD radar. There's a couple different maps you can choose. This red you see here is for terrain behind us. That's the Sierra Nevada mountains. And you can see the yellow means you're within 1,000 feet, and the red means you're either within 100 or it's above you. So red, not good. We got traffic on this screen. We could select and pick one and then rotate around. See, Niner Mike Delta, he just talked to him. So you could do that. You can deselect it. And then the next screen is the terrain. It failed. The database is updating right now. Then you got a weather page, NEXRAD radar. There's nothing to show here. And then this is the weather. We should work it just to make sure it's working. It's a sweeping GWX-68 sweeping radar that you can get on all 3 of the Garmin units. And the tilt is 3 1/4, so it's showing a little bit of ground. Let's go ahead and change the tilt. Let's go up 3 1/2. What you want to do is you want to do it until the ground just disappears, and then it'll pick up any weather you got. This should go away on the next sweep, this one here. And it's got well, how far? It's 45 miles away. Okay, so that's fine. We'll use that. And then that's the last page on the weather. Then you go to the auxiliary page, gives all your setups, and also your flight plan is in. Oh, this is the next one's the flight plan. Your flight plan's in there. This page here shows you a preview. You can change it around. Shows you the distance and the bearing. The one before it is the flight plan. We only got one. We're going direct to Oakland. And the last page is a chart, and we don't have an approach in, so it just shows the chart, just the airport chart. If you wanted to, you could select and go over and pick, let's just pick anything. How about anything? Runway 10 left. Hit enter, and then the chart's going to load up for that. Let's say they call up and say, hey, you're going to do this approach, and you can look over the approach and do all that. Also, the plane icon will show up on here. And so that's that on the G600. We push down clear and hold it, and it goes to what I have for a setup. Power settings, like I said, 32.5 inches of manifold pressure. RPM's 1800. This gives us about 66% cruise power. Fuel flow 22.5 aside, and 1528, 1535 on the TITs, turbo inlet temperature. So that's the trip around there.
Golden Eagle 3 Sierra Juliet, contact NorCal approach 125.25. Take care.
2525 3 Sierra Juliet, thanks and good morning. NorCal, good morning. Golden Eagle 5 and 3 Sierra Juliet, checking on 4,500.
Number 3 Charlie Sierra, contact Travis approach 126.6.
266, 3 Charlie Sierra. Good day, Jerry.
Number 513 Sierra Juliet, NorCal approach, the altimeter 3021.
3021, 3 Sierra Juliet. Okay, so up a little higher. So that's why we have a headwind. So it's 3021, and it was 3018 in Auburn, and so just like water, air flows from high pressure to low pressure. So high pressure ahead, low pressure behind us, the wind's going that way, hence the headwind.
Direct 3000, or descend to 3000, direct Fippen. Thank you, Skywest 5683.
NorCal Southwest 1890.
So what I think is minimal equipment on a cabin class airplane is a glass cockpit. G600, GTN 750, and ADS-B transponder in and out. And you can see everything that I'm seeing as far as traffic goes and weather. And speaking of weather, so now you'll go, let's go to this one here, and we're going to look at weather and radar. It is also showing the radar sweep. Weather, radar, okay. So now we'll go over here to weather. So now, if you can see it from this camera, all three are sweeping radar.
Visual approach runway 35 right. There'll be traffic for the parallel from the west.
Now that's a little overkill, don't you think? So we're going to turn the weather off because we know it works. We're going to go standby. And then we're going to push down and hold this, and you get the nav screen. You push it once, you get the menu screen. We're going to traffic. Here is where I like to have the map screen, and then here also. The GTN 750s and 650s will, when you get within a certain amount of miles,
There's traffic 11 o'clock, 7 miles westbound, 737 out of 6 for 3.
3 Sierra Juliet looking out the window for traffic inside. We have Southwest 510. We'll maintain visual separation, 3 Sierra Juliet.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, visual separation approved. Thanks. Caution wake turbulence.
3 Sierra Juliet, thanks. All right, so you can't see it, but at the front window, he's 5 miles away. Let me put him up on here.
1680 to airport north and 8 miles.
This guy here. Southwest 510. He's descending to 7,000. He said maintain visual separation. So if you see here, here's 2 miles, 6 miles. That's like 4 miles away. Are we going to get into his wake?
Traffic inside, going to tower.
Wake turbulence dissipates at 500 feet in 3 minutes. It dissipates at 500 feet a minute.
You can turn right to heading a 320 and join the 35 right.
So,
right turn 320, join final for 35.
So what do you do to avoid the wake turbulence? You turn away or you go above them?
320, cleared visual approach 35 right.
320 to join, clear for the visual, 35 right.
Or you let his wake dissipate and fall.
Heavy, descend and maintain 2000.
2000, Air Transport 3410 Heavy.
Southwest 1890.
I think it's dissipated enough that we're not going to have an issue. So we're going to clear him, go back to the map. I see him going by, red tail.
907 Hotel, 3,500, May 30th.
And if we do get any wake turbulence, here's his path and our path. We're 90-degree perpendicular. It'll just be a bump.
We'll get Alpha 07.
It'd be different if you were behind him on approach. Then you'd have a problem.
38 Mike, 9,500.
Air Transport 3410 Heavy, turn left heading to 080.
080, Air Transport 3410 Heavy.
So his path
Number 838 Mike, NorCal approach, hello, altimeter
is past us, and we are clear of his wake. Okay, no wake there. Now, we have all this great equipment. Let's find out what Oakland's weather is reporting now. So you go waypoint info, a lot of stuff here. We're going to do weather data.
NorCal 07 Hotel.
Okay, it's 1653 Zulu.
NorCal, thanks for Alpha.
So it's 8 hours different, so 8:53, that's really old. That's like an hour old. It was scattered, 11 degrees, 3017, clear, wind calm. It hasn't changed. You can look ahead and see that. So we're just going to redirect to Oakland and set that up. My last video, I talked about the importance of staying current. And
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, you going to go east or west of Mount Diablo?
3 Sierra Juliet, we're going on the Travis side, the west side.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, roger, thank you. I'll have a new code in just a moment.
All right, so he asked me.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, squawk 4277.
4277, 3 Sierra Juliet.
Air Transport 3410 Heavy, contact.
All right, so he changed my squawk code. I have no idea why.
257, good day, 34.
And he asked me if you see Mount Diablo, so this is the first look out the front window that I've called out. I moved the camera over to the right. I think it focuses better through the plastic. I know there's scratches. Sorry. Anyway, it's very, a little hazy out. You see Mount Diablo out there.
10 o'clock, 3 miles at 2,000.
The controllers ask, what side you're going on, east or west. Because if you go on the west side, you're in Travis Air Force Base's airspace, and you talk to Travis Air Force Base. If you go the other side, you talk to NorCal. So I just told him I was on the Travis side. When you do this route a lot, you kind of know what the questions, why they're asking the questions.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, contact Travis approach 119.9.
Travis 199, 3 Sierra Juliet, thanks and good morning.
Good morning. November 20 Delta, contact.
So I wait, make sure nobody's talking. Travis, good morning, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, checking on 4,500.
513 Sierra Juliet, Travis approach, Travis altimeter 3018.
3018, 3 Sierra Juliet. All right, they're always a little different. So now you got to get to ATIS. You're coming into an airport, you got to plan ahead. So you got to plan for the descent. You got to plan for getting the weather, getting all the information, getting the frequencies right. Take it off, squelch.
10. 2 clouds at 15 south. 2 clouds at 20 south. Temperature 12, 2.3. Altimeter 3017.
All right, so that's the ATIS. It's nothing happening there except the left runway is closed and a whole bunch of taxiways are closed. So I think today we might try to land a little short and get off at Hotel. I heard Juliet was closed between Foxtrot and somewhere else, and the left is closed. So they have a lot of probably some midweek construction going on. So we're going to accommodate that. So I wrote down Juliet. It's information Juliet.
Sierra Juliet, contact NorCal approach on 120.9.
120.9 3 Sierra Juliet, thanks and so long. NorCal, good morning, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, checking on Oakland with Juliet.
Number 513 Sierra Juliet, NorCal approach in a right base, runway 28 right.
Right base 28 right, 3 Sierra Juliet. Now for those of you that have vertical speed capability, so you say I want to be 1,000 feet, 3 miles from the runway, and it says go down 450 feet a minute. So what we'll do will go down 450 feet a minute. Now, look out the front window. You got hills there. Hills are 1,000, 1,500 feet. So, you just can't follow it verbatim. You gotta fly the plane a little bit. Okay, you gotta fly the plane. So don't just say, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna set it and forget about it. You don't set it and forget it. Now that I'm talking to NorCal, I'm going to 118.3, which is the tower. 99% of the time, that's the tower. And I'm reducing power and starting a descent.
I'm going to pause the motion of the video here for a minute. I'm going to jump ahead to the tower check on. I try to keep my videos below 30 minutes, and I've been yapping so much that it seems like I've taken up a lot of time. But I want to say that the next day I flew out hard IFR, and I'll be putting a really informative video up after this. So look for that.
So like I mentioned in the beginning, Air Wagner is going to have another plane. What kind of plane, Jerry? Oh, it's a 421C model. Newer than this one. And if someone is looking for a 421C model with a glass panel and good numbers and in good shape, then stick around.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, connect to Oakland Tower, 118.3, good day.
3 Sierra Juliet Tower, 18.3, thanks, that's long.
And then 26.
Tower, good morning. Gold Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, checking on. 7 out with you for landing, airport in sight.
Gold Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, Oakland Tower number 2, following a Cessna mile-and-a-half final, runway 28 right, cleared to land, wind 160 at 3.
Cleared to land 28 right, number 2, 3 Sierra Juliet. Okay.
Wagner.
That's it. That's 2 call-outs today. All right, so here we are over the Oakland Hills, Merritt College. To the right, Skyline High School, Oakland Zoo.
Number 93214, radar contact, altitude.
So a little bit of bumps, not what I would expect.
Number 214 for now, fly.
So I don't know if you heard that momentary horn. Let me take some power back.
214.
You hear the horn beep, 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 beep. That's the gear warning horn that tells you that you're at idle, coming up on idle, based on the position of the throttles, and you haven't put the gear down yet. It's a warning. It should just flash dollar signs. That'll do it. Okay, undercarriage coming down. We're well within the gear speed. We're 146.
Traffic, 214.
On most twin Cessnas, 140 is the landing gear extension speed, but on a 421C, it's 176. Okay, 3 green. That means I got 3 green lights. First notch of flaps. All right. So there's somebody crossing.
Number 30, use caution for large flock of birds near the approach end of runway 28 right.
Okay, looking for the birds and the jet that just taxied by also. Just letting them know that I know. Okay, we can go full flaps now.
And number 214, 135.
Okay, gas undercarriage, got 3 greens.
125.2.
Mixtures up, props where I want them.
125.35.
Where are birds? There's one. Got 1 bird. There's 456. They're below us now. Okay, we're going to pull up a little bit. Mix the birds. And then put the nose back down. 3 green.
Golden Eagle 3 Sierra Juliet, turn right at Juliet, taxi via Juliet, and Delta to parking, maintenance frequency. Have a good day.
3 Sierra Juliet, taxi with you, Juliet Delta to the port of ports, and yeah, I had to balloon up on final to miss that flock.
Roger.
Okay, that's a simple, easy day. Went through some stuff. Thanks for riding along.
Receiving emergency action message. Recommend alert 1. Recommend alert 1.